Hey Nathan, this is Robin Owen here. So I want to first thank you for submitting your application form, and it was great catching up with you over the phone to provide me with additional information about the business. So in this quick video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is a quick analysis of your website from an SEO perspective, give you a bit of a background about SEO and a plan moving forward. Now, when it comes to SEO, it's all about authority and relevancy. Because if you think about it, why do we keep using Google? It's simple because Google has proven to provide the most relevant results in the shortest time period. That's why we don't use Yahoo or Bing. And chances are if people are still using Yahoo or Bing, it's because it's been set to default browser on the internet browser. Okay, so let's zoom back out to SEO. So you may or may not have heard about the term called on-page SEO and off-page SEO. Don't worry about it if you haven't. Just click on the link in the middle of my email that says what is SEO and why should you care, and you bring it to a separate video where I explain the nuts and bolts about SEO. Okay, so on-page SEO basically means what your website is telling the world about. Okay, so it's basically like the content that you have in control, things like your logo, the banner, the images, and the form, and every single thing here that you can get your web developer to manipulate. And it contributes about 20% to the big ranking equation. Now, the remaining 80% are contributed by off-page SEO, which are oftentimes referred to as backlinks. Now, backlinks are essentially a mention of your website from someone else's website. In the brick and mortar business, the longer your business is established, the more referrals you're going to get from your existing customers, vendors, so on and so forth. However, in the online world, because Google crawls every single website in the world, they actually know who is actually linking back to who. Okay, so with that being said, so just to give you an idea, think about backlinks as a vote. So if you get a vote from, say, for example, ATO or Oz Industry or one of the high authority within the government website, that backlink alone will easily worth 10 times or 100 times more as opposed to you getting a backlink from, say, for example, a local plumber or a beauty salon. Okay, you get the idea. Now let's just zoom back out to on-page SEO. Now, if you go to anywhere on your website, you right-click and you view page source, you would see all these gibberish markup languages. Now, I'm not expecting you to understand any of this because there are probably going to be three parties in this world who will be interested in this. The first one is none other than your web developer for obvious reason. Second one is Googlebot, and the third one is SEO consultant like myself, right? You see, Googlebot doesn't look at all these nice looking pictures, okay? These are for human, okay? Googlebot crawls through all this site and they'll try to decipher what this page is all about, okay? So there are two key ingredients here that we're interested in. First one is description. You have research and development, text and language consultant, which can be better, and keywords. Okay, this can be better as well. Now let me just give you an idea where those appear. You see this here? That's where it's coming from, right? So think about this as this two-liner here, right? When you search into Google, you see all this two-liner here. Think about this as your billboard. Now imagine if you have a billboard in the busiest highway in Brisbane, in all over Australia, okay? What would you put on that billboard? Now, it all comes down to these three key elements here over the years of research, okay? So the first one is what's in it for your prospective client. Second one is why should they choose you? And the third one is a call to action. Things like get in touch today, talk to us today, and things like that, right? These are the three key ingredients here. And as you can see here, perhaps your web developer have no idea when it comes to SEO, like I mentioned in the video you have seen on my website. So these are the things that we can definitely help you clean up, right? Because at the end of the day, even if you're ranking on the first page of Google, you have to be competing with you're actually competing with 9 different other competitors, right? So why should they click on your listing as opposed to theirs? Okay, you need to think from their perspective. Okay, so these are the pages that pull out that's been indexed by Google, right? So yeah, as you can see here, it has to be uniquely written. Okay, these are the things that we can help you clean up, right? Now, Next thing we're going to talk about is your page speed. So common sense will tell you that page speed, the longer your website takes to load up, the higher the chances of people clicking back and going to your next competitor. It's as simple as that. People these days are getting really impatient, right? So basically this tool allows us to grade the website when it comes to the criteria that Google is looking for. So for the mobile version of your website, it scores 68 over 100. It's not bad, but it's got some room for improvement. Ideally, we want to achieve 70 or 80 or more. Okay. So now we're not talking about just getting the fastest server in the world to host your website. We are talking about how your website is being coded as well. Okay. Now, when it comes to the desktop version, it's even worse, 53 out of 100. Okay. So these are the things that we can definitely work with your developer because you're using Umbraco. I'm sure that they probably don't want us to touch their code. We can work with them to improve this score for you, okay? Because this is really, really important, and these are the things that a lot of people tend to overlook, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is your backlinks. So, RadBe.com.au has gotten some backlinks. I'm sure this is not a fresh new domain. So you might have gotten a new freshly designed website, but the domain is not new. Based on these stats, you can see that there's some backlinks coming in, but there's a lot of room for improvement, right? You see, like I said, so these are the things that contribute to the 80% of the ranking equation. Remember I talked about off-page? So we have to continuously optimize this and build out the authority. And fortunately, we have established hundreds, if not thousands, of sites over the last 6 to 7 years. Okay, being in this business, that's been well, perceived by Google, and you can basically tap into that network of sites, which we can help all our clients, VIP clients, to basically increase their authority in the safest way possible. Keeping in mind, whatever that we do are all considered white hat, which means they are legal ways, they are not the black hat or the spammy ways, which will get you penalized. Okay, so Nathan, I just want to give you a bit of a background. Like I mentioned, I work exclusively with all my clients, which means if we were to work together, I will not be helping another one of our competitors. And just to give you a bit of a background, I actually have another extension branch in Malaysia, and if you search in Google, you can see that SEO Malaysia, I rank at the top. Okay, SEO Services Malaysia, I rank at the top as well. Okay, so you can see it's quite similar to the one that you see, SEO Brisk, catapults.com.au. So this is a fairly new site, so we're working towards ranking it in Australia. Probably that's how you found me as well, on one of the keywords that we already rank. And SEO Kuala Lumpur, I'm at the top as well. Okay, so the strategy that we'll be using for your site is exactly the same strategy as we're going to be using to rank our own website. Okay, so you can be rest assured that it's proven, it's safe, and it's sustainable, right? As I mentioned here, I'm interested in helping you to get your return on investment in the fastest way possible. Okay, so with that being said, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Otherwise, click on the link under this video that says next step. Okay, and you bring you to the proposal and the plan of attack, where I highlighted all the scope of works, the amount of investment involved, and an estimated ROI calculation as well. Okay, so let's head over to that proposal. So once you click on the link underneath the video that says next step, it'll bring you to this proposal. So I'm just going to bring you through what we'll cover. So the objective is to optimize and rank RadBe.com.au on the first page of Google to expand online market share in Australia. So we're going to be focusing on 10 keywords at the moment, and we'll be increasing your authority and relevancy for the export and tax incentive niche. Okay, so all the things that we just mentioned plus more, we'll be working on it on your site. Off-page wise, we'll be looking at reverse engineering your top competitors, links, submission to high authority relevant sites, Google Places as well. And when it comes to reporting, we like to keep things simple. We don't like to bombard our clients with sophisticated and overcomplicated backlinks report. Just keep it simple, ranking overview snapshot, and Google Analytics report will be given, okay, which you probably have access to it anyways, okay. So here are the list of keywords that we've come up with. So here are the top 10. Now I just want to give you a quick overview what I mean by this. These are data extracted from Google's database, so we're not shooting in the dark, right? So on a monthly basis, these are the number of people actually searching for these keywords, okay? Exact match, right? So these are the average cost per clicks from AdWords as well, right? So this is the amount of money that you have to pay to Google if you want to get traffic for this keyword, okay? And of course, we can't possibly get all of this search volume, right? Even if you rank on the first page. So if you estimate about 30%, this is the amount. 30% of 480, you get 144. This multiplied by this, you get this amount, right? So what I'm trying to give you and then do here and show you is that if you were to get this amount of traffic from using Google AdWords pay-per-click, this is the amount that you otherwise have to pay, right? And you know, with AdWords, you know, you're tapping into about 5 to 10% of the traffic, and a lot of people are ad blinded because they know that it's advertisement, so they just tend to scroll by, and you know, the quality of it's not really as high as the traffic when you get on the organic listing, okay? So the amount of investment, we're talking about setup fee once off, 1,002 plus GST. On an ongoing basis, of course, you're not going to be paying this. You know, we'll have the bulk SEO campaign rebate, right? So you only have to pay 950 plus GST, okay, with a minimum of 6 months commitment, because it takes 3 to 6 months for you to see the substantial results, okay? So this is an overview of the payment schedule. So what happens after 6 months is that you will, there's a few options. It's either you maintain status quo, which means we maintain the same amount of keywords, because there are always two things that are working against us. The first one is Google algorithm. They update every 2 to 6 weeks. In fact, the recent one just went out and went live, and it's on a continuous daily basis these days, right? And the second one is we cannot stop your competitors from doing SEO, right? So, you know, even though we've reached our first page, we cannot just sit back and relax, right? So you can maintain status quo, or you want to add additional keywords. Of course, there will be additional calculation and cost on that, right? So just to give you an idea, estimated return on investment based on the number of searches, 1420, you know, 30% of it comes to your site. Usually there's going to be more because of bonus keywords, and at the same time, I haven't taken into consideration Yahoo and Bing, right? And there's a lot of other search engines as well out there that are not so popular, but you'll still get traffic, okay? So assuming that 3% of it convert into clients, you'll be expecting about 12.78 new clients, and with an average customer value of 5,000, every single dollar that you spend, you'll be looking at 67.26 in return. Now, these are worst case scenario, right? I haven't taken into account like repeat customers, referrals, and things like that. And at the same time, with SEO, once you rank on the first page, you're also killing two birds with one stone, because you're essentially building your brand equity. You know, a lot of people do their research online before they make a decision. So regardless of what you do, offline networking session, whatever that you do, it ties in simultaneously, because you know, they might heard about you, the RadBeConsulting from their friends and family. They'll still do their research online, and guess what? When they see you on the first page, it actually reinforces the brand. Okay, so you got to think from that perspective as well. Okay, so with that being said, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Otherwise, we can send out the paperwork. It can be done electronically, and we can get the work started as soon as next week. Okay, so like I said, I work with a very limited amount of clients. I don't work with any Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes to me if I don't find a good fit and I'm not confident in getting them results. So very result-oriented company, right? So, and you can be rest assured that the strategy that we use are proven to work and is safe, right? So with that being said, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and have a good one.